Section 2.6, Getting Your System Set Up, Part 2. Now we're ready for the second part of our installation guide. There are some new steps here beyond what you did earlier. Again, feel free to refer to the following resources for more details on the installation process. Visit GitHub's documentation at this link. The website for this book, at this link, provides detailed instructions for setting up both PC and Mac OS systems. Because the websites for these tools might change after we write this book, we encourage you to use a combination of the GitHub link and the book website together. In the online book forum, at this link, you can ask for help and see the answers to a list of frequently asked questions. The primary steps you'll need to accomplish this time are as follows. 1. Set up your GitHub account and sign up for Copilot. Go to this link and sign up for a GitHub account. Go into your settings in GitHub and enable Copilot. This is the point where you'll either need to verify that you're a student or sign up for the 30-day free trial, available at the time of this writing. 2. Install the following VS Code extension or extensions. For details, see this link. GitHub Copilot by GitHub. At the time of writing, installing GitHub Copilot automatically installs the GitHub Copilot chat. Please check that GitHub Copilot chat by GitHub has also been installed by checking your installed extensions. If it hasn't, you'll need to add this extension as well. We know that the steps here are brief. If you encounter any problems, we encourage you to consult the resources mentioned earlier for more detailed setup instructions. Section 2.6.1. Check to see if Copilot is working properly. If your installation worked properly, you should see the Copilot icon, highlighted in Figure 2.4, in the bottom right corner of the VS Code interface.
Figure 2.4. VS Code interface with Copilot running.
Let's check to see that Copilot is working correctly by editing the first program.py file. Feel free to delete whatever code you have in there now and start fresh or create a new .py file. It's up to you. In the text editor, type the following.
See this code?
The prompts and code we write will be in bold font to help distinguish between what we write and the code and comments Copilot may give us. The hash sign at the start is important, and you should include it in what you typed. It means that what you wrote is a comment. Depending on your VS Code color palette, it may be a different color than the code we're about to produce. Comments are not code. The computer executes code and doesn't execute comments. Comments are used by programmers to provide a human-readable summary of what the code did to help other software engineers read the code. Today, its purpose has expanded to also prompt Copilot. After writing a comment, and sometimes even while writing comments, Copilot will attempt to give us suggestions. You can think of this as a much more sophisticated autocomplete, like when you type New York T in your search engine, and it autocompletes with New York Times. To trigger Copilot to start giving us code, or more comments, press Enter at the end of the line, and you'll be at the start of a new line. Pause for a moment, and you should see something appear. Until accepted, Copilot suggestions are in light gray italics. If you don't get a suggestion yet, you may need to press Enter a second time to trigger Copilot to suggest the code. Here's what happened for us.
See this code?
If you still don't see a suggestion from Copilot, try pressing Ctrl-Enter. Hold Ctrl while pressing Enter. When you press Ctrl-Enter, a new window will appear to the right of your editor window with the program called GitHub Copilot Suggestions. If that window doesn't appear, there may be something wrong with your setup, and we encourage you to go to the book website to double-check that you followed all the steps correctly or to find, or ask for, help. If you saw the suggestion from Copilot, press Tab to accept Copilot's suggestion. Once you do this, the suggestion that was previously in light gray italics should now be in a standard font.
See this code?
If you're seeing different code than this, it's because of something we mentioned earlier. Copilot is non-deterministic, so you may see different code than we do. We mention this because sometimes Copilot makes a minor mistake with the code here, and may give you code similar to this.
See this code?
You might think this slight difference, no parentheses around Hello Copilot, wouldn't matter, but it does. Before Python 3, this was the correct syntax for a print statement, and when Python 3 was introduced, it switched to the code with parentheses. Because we're running Python 3, you need to have the parentheses for the code to work. You might ask why Copilot gets this wrong. The problem is, Copilot was trained on some old Python code as part of its training. If this seems annoying, we agree. But it's another hint of the frustration novice programmers went through before Copilot. Most of what Copilot suggests is syntactically correct, but if you're a novice writing the code from scratch, missing parentheses or a missing colon somewhere might cost you a lot of time. Now we have the correct code as,
See this code?
which is similar to the Hello World code we produced manually earlier. We hope you're encouraged to see that Copilot can generate code like this. Now, let's see how it does in the example of determining the area of a square from the previous section. Go ahead and enter the following code with the prompt, again, shown in bold.
See this code?
We received the following response from Copilot.
See this code?
Notice how Copilot handled that piece of code well. For humans, especially learners new to programming, it's easy to make a mistake. But Copilot rarely does. We hope Copilot gave you a similar response. Feel free to play around with Copilot for a bit if you'd like to become more comfortable with the interface. We now know that your programming environment and Copilot are set up correctly, so we can move into a larger programming task. But before we do, we'd like to go over tips for how to deal with some common problems we've encountered when working with Copilot, so you have these tips available to you when working through the next example.